Hey everybody, it's Ryan Bradshaw at Wayne Community College. Just want to make a quick video. There's a couple things going on that I wanted to promote. I'm doing a couple annual objectives for myself and for my students benefit, and those annual objectives involve promoting reading, and the other one is doing a podcast, which I'll talk about towards the end of this little brief video. In any case, there's a couple things I wanted to do this semester and this year to promote reading, and I've been reading a lot more myself, and I've been talking about books in class if you're in a seated class, and I've been trying to just do things to spark interest in student reading. So with that in mind, there's a couple things I just wanted to show you. There's some resources that you may or may not be aware of. First things first, very simply, there is a magazine rack that you can see on your screen that is outside of the administrative offices on the second floor of Spruce. And that rack, I'm actually providing most of the literature in it, but it's got things that I think have broad appeal across a lot of different interest groups. You've got magazines like National Geographic, Time Magazine, Forbes, Inc., Fast Company, what else? Game Informer, and there might be one or two other magazines that I think will be interesting to you, and I will be adding magazines pretty much on a weekly basis. Entertainment Weekly is another one that I have up there. So stop by, check out a magazine. It's just free to grab and read. Just be sure to return it so other people can enjoy it. So that's a resource that's just there and asking for you to take a look and read. You don't need to spend a lot of time reading, and I'll talk about that in a moment also. So the next resource I wanted to bring to your attention, and you probably know about this, but you may not know about all of it. There's some of the resources that are available. We do have multiple libraries in Wayne County. I think there's 4 public libraries and there's several private libraries or school libraries. Wayne Community College has a tremendous library, and they would love for you to stop by on the 3rd floor of the WLC building. And it's really, really nice up there. I haven't been able to spend as much time as I would like. I have 3 kids, in case you didn't know, so there's always somebody grabbing for me. But if you go to the 3rd floor, there's plenty of space out there just to spread out, do your work in private and peace and quiet. And there's a central area where you can just go hang out and read. So it's a nice little getaway, a break from the busyness of the world, to be able to take a time out and read. And that's one of the big benefits of reading that nobody really talks about that much is, yes, you learn something. Yes, you can read something that you're interested in. But also, you can just take a time out and unplug from all the screens that we're constantly looking at, and just take a break. So it's a nice getaway. Anyway, so if you go to Wayne County Public Library, if you just Google that, you can find this NC Cardinal link, and you can search for books that you might be interested in. And if you find a book that you're interested in, you can actually go to that library and check it out. They will provide you with this free library card if you're a Wayne County resident. And I took my kids over the summer to a reading program. They have a lot of great resources there. I go to the library on Ash Street in Goldsboro, and I go to the library in Mount Olive. One of the cool features, I guess it's cool if you're a geek like me, is that if you check out a book in any of the libraries in Wayne County, you can return it to any other library, kind of like Redbox. So if I go pick up a book at Ash Street that they have available that I want to look at, I can turn it back in Mount Olive, not far from where I live. So with that being said, they allow you to check out up to 30 books at a time. But I know you might be thinking, why would I check out 30? Well, I did a count last night, and I've got about 12 books at my house right now that are just on my shelf that I've been going through and reading parts of and looking at. So you can just grab stuff, that you think you might be interested in, thumb through it, and you never know when you're going to find something that really piques your interest. And on the podcast that I did this week, I found a topic that was really interesting. And I'll share that with you in a moment when we get to the podcast section. So if you're saying, well, man, I don't want to go to a physical library and check out a physical book that I'm going to have to be responsible for 3 weeks and go back to the library and turn it back in, I get that. I understand. People are busy. Who has time to read? Yada, yada, yada. I've heard that. So they have other resources that are really cool. So if you've got a smartphone, or a Kindle, or an iPad, or any type of tablet, they have a tremendous library of ebooks that you can check out from your cell phone or wherever and send it directly to whatever device you want to, whether it be a smartphone, the tablet, iPad, whatever, or you can read it on the computer screen. And so you can go in and search for ebooks that you might be interested in. And these are really quality, good, new release, good stuff. They don't have a ton of older stuff that you might be interested in, but they've got over 20,000 ebooks that are available to check out. My wife is reading the Miss Peregrine series right now of The Peculiar Children. I'm sure you've seen the book with the scary kid on the cover at Walmart or a bookstore. Well, she's on the third book, and the third book is called The Library of Souls. She just read The Hollow City, I think was the name of it. So she finished book 2 on her Kindle. She wanted book 3, and they didn't have it in, and so she was bummed. But they did have it. We just had to get it on wait list. So we wait listed the book, and within a day or two, it was available, so she got it. And so just to show you around this site a little bit, I've already logged into my account, but you've got all different types of books and topics that you can look at. I think you can click right here, and it takes you to, this is actually my account. So right now I've got 3 books checked out. You can check out 4 ebooks at a time. And she's reading The Library of Souls. I'm reading this book by Philip K. Dick, who is a sci-fi writer. He wrote the book that was Blade Runner was based on. I don't know if you've ever seen Blade Runner. This is that Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? That is what the story of Blade Runner comes from. And I checked out The Stand, Stephen King. I've never read a lot of Stephen King. I've read some. Really good writer. He's really, really detailed. So I just wanted to read a little bit of that to see, what his writing's like. But we've checked out quite a few books, over the months that we've been doing the e-reader. So you can put holds. I don't have any holds, but I do have a wish list that I went through and clicked things that I would be maybe interested in. So if I've got a book that's on a wish list, I can click on it, and you can see just titles that are available now, and you can go through and say, okay, these are the books that are on my wish list that I could read today. I could check out right now. And they've got just tons of stuff that you could, anything that you would want, really. I mean, there's just tons of content that you can check out and read. So a lot of good stuff. Check that out. And Wayne County Public Library is where you want to go to get connected to this information. And if you email me personally, I can help you get more specific details on how to find the resources that you're looking for. Okay, so we've talked about the magazines that you have available in Spruce for free. We've talked about the actual libraries that you can go and get physical books for free instead of going to Amazon.com or to a bookstore and paying money for a book. These are free resources. Here's another, and then we also talked about the ebooks that are free that you can go check out books on any topic. Look at all these topics that you can check out books for. So all these resources are free and great to you. So check them out. And the last thing I just wanted to mention is the podcast. This is the second part of my annual objective. And this podcast is it's kind of an eclectic podcast. The idea initially is called One-on-One because it's just me talking to you. Every once in a while we'll have a guest or two. But the idea, the initial premise was just to have a podcast talking about business, because I do teach business, news, technology, and other happenings, things that are going on. And so I've done 6 episodes, and I will say for somebody that's not done a lot of podcasting in the past, I'm still getting a feel for it, but just like everything else in life, you got to jump in and make it work and go with it. So check it out. Give me some feedback. Don't hurt my feelings if it's terrible, but I'm still going to be working on it. And just like anything else, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So, but I try to keep them brief. I started out with them, and they were a little long. So I'm trying to keep these podcasts to about 15 minutes or so, and I'm going to try to put out one a week just to provide that extra information. And there is going to be a website. There is a website that you can go to and subscribe, and I'll provide some information on how to get to these resources. So just one more recap. We've got magazines for free. We've got library books for free. We've got ebooks for free. We've got podcasts that are free. So tons of great resources, all there to promote reading, which will help you be a better student. It'll help you learn. It'll increase your vocabulary. It'll make you a better writer, make you a better communicator, and it will help you relax in this busy, busy world of ours. So find a topic that you're interested in, grab a book, take some time to yourself, and read. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. If you need me, drop me an email, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good week.